You're listening to Chatcast with your host, Tracee Dunblazier, the award-winning podcast that features interviews with luminaries of the mind-body-spirit marketplace. You'll hear from book authors and publishers, store owners and product creators, filmmakers, musicians, and many more, who'll all share insight and wisdom to help open your eyes to new creative possibilities. If you fancy yourself as a visionary thinker, then Chatcast is the place for you. Now, here's your host, spiritual empath, shaman, and best-selling author, Tracee Dunblazier.
Good afternoon. It's Tracee Dunblazier with Chatcast. It's really good to see you this afternoon. I'm broadcasting live here from Los Angeles, California. And today I have a very special guest with me. I am doing these podcasts on behalf of the Conscious Life Expo, which is going to be February 7th through the 10th in 2025. So you definitely want to check out consciouslifeexpo.com to check out all the workshops and get your tickets and airfare and everything if you're coming from somewhere else. Anyway, my guest today is Aurea Lara. She is a sound alchemist and healer. And she's going to tell us all about the work that she does and explain to us a little bit about her business. So give me just a minute. Let me just put her in the stream here.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. It's always a unique start here. Getting logged on.
Always. I'm like, oh, I found a new way to live stream. Sounds good. So now I'm going to have to look into what you use.
Exactly. So, Aurea, I of course I know what sound alchemy is and healing. Tell me a little more about exactly what you do and how you work with people.
So, I am an energy healer and a sound alchemist. So, sound is how do I explain what I do? That's really the question. So, sound really is something that permeates every aspect of your being. So your entire body is it's the physical manifestation of an energetic template. So anytime there's stuck energy, anytime you find it difficult to manifest, anytime you find repeating patterns, what's happening is the flow of energy is not flowing as easily as it can flow. So what happens with energy healing and with sound healing and specifically is that we actually get to the subconscious, to the root cause of kind of what is going on with the person. And we're able to let it go in a way that is much more natural and holistic, as opposed to, like you having to actually use the mental mind, because the mind winds up creating more blocks, more barriers, more separation, more like this is why I can't, more reasons to not have you shift. Meanwhile, sound just kind of gets in and just begins alchemizing and transmuting and just shifting you without you really having to. I mean, you do have to do work, but it's more of a gentle way of getting to what needs your attention in that moment, if that makes sense.
Right. Sure. So when you're working with somebody, you don't necessarily have conversation or speak. They're just in the moment listening to. What tools do you use for your sound alchemy?
Well, we do speak. So like a typical session would be about a little bit over an hour. And we would start by talking about, okay, what is it that you're looking to get out of a session? What is it that, we need to work on? And then from there, I take you into a guided meditation to unblock the triggers. And I use a variety of tools. So I use mantras. I use sound crystal alchemy bowls, like one of these beauties right here.
Okay.
So I work with crystal alchemy bowls. I work with also movement. So if there's stuck energy, there are different ways to, I guess, attack the problem.
Right.
It's really a combination because each person is different. So if there are certain movement meditations, certain mantras they need to chant, certain alchemical sound healings they need to receive, it's a combination of all of those in order to clear the blockages and to really create a new energetic, what was the word?
Like
A
an
new
imprint?
energetic equilibrium that they get to.
Mhm.
And then it's pretty much, I give them practices to integrate that, because it
Right.
takes our system 21 to 40 days to actually create new patterns, new neural pathways in the brain.
Right.
So, and new behaviors. Like, it takes a while for us to like get used to a new way of being. So I give them practices to integrate the healing that we did. Because for me, it's pointless to, do an energy healing and clear what the blockage is if you're just going to go right back and do whatever it is that you normally do, because you don't know any better.
Right.
It's like, if you don't know any better, of course you're going to just naturally fall back to what
Right.
you're trying to let go of.
Got it. So, how did you get into this business?
Oh goodness. I've always been incredibly intuitive. I've always
Mhm.
been a channel. So I've always really been very attuned to receiving downloads and messages and to sound. I'm a classically trained soprano. So I've always been very, very attuned to the spiritual and to the metaphysical.
Right.
But I went the completely opposite route. I actually went into finance. I went into corporate world, and I spent 10, 15 years doing that. And
Wow.
what I realized was that it didn't satisfy me. Like,
Right.
there was something missing, and it was my spiritual path. And then I
Right.
also realized that I was also physically ill. Like, there were so many issues that I had physically. So I went on a whole rabbit
Mm.
hole of health and wellness, of like really transforming my health through really understanding what was going on in my body and what nutrients I needed. And then that led me right back to my spiritual practices and really deepening my alignment, and going down sound healing, going down Kundalini yoga, going down like different pathways
Mhm.
until I found what I really really feel works, which is a combination of working with mantras, working with Aramaic light language, and working with sound and different mudras and movements that really help you
Right.
shift on a deeper level. So
Yeah.
that's, I guess, a short version of how I
Right.
ended there.
So, tell me, everybody's got a story. Almost everybody I have spoken with, interesting in this doing the CLE interviews, everybody has had a corporate background except for me. I had like an entertainment and, makeup modeling background. So how did
Mhm.
you what was the thing that made you transition from the corporate world to this? Or, I'm assuming it's probably was gradual?
It really wasn't. I went cold turkey.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm of the mindset, for me this works. It probably doesn't work for a lot of people, but I'm like, go big or go home. So I
Right.
actually went back to my roots, which was the creative arts. I'm a singer, I'm a
Mhm.
classically trained soprano, I'm an actress. So I went
Right.
into that. And because I went back into my creative roots, I was able to tap into my spirituality. And
Okay.
through that tapping into that spirituality, I was like, oh, my vessel is all messed up. So
Right.
then I healed the vessel, and then I just sorted everything else out, and things just fell into place after that. But yeah, it's
Yes.
it was that emptiness. It was that really knowing that I had a mission and that there was a
Mhm.
bigger purpose to my existence than
Right.
just what I was doing. And then the symptoms, like, I knew very well that the symptoms of my life, the emptiness in my life, the fact that there was no purpose other than money, which is great. But
Right.
it was not the whole package. I felt there was something deep, deep missing. And for me, that was really connecting the body, connecting the spirit, connecting the soul, connecting the world with your soul. So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
that's
Wonderful. And so if somebody is looking to get into to becoming a practitioner in the mind body spirit industry, what advice would you give them?
um sort their own shit out.
Mhm.
You really, I don't think that you can be a teacher or a healer if you are unwilling to look at yourself. Like
Right.
the biggest reason that I am able to impact people and I'm able to support them in their healing is because I've done the work myself and I'm actively doing the work myself. I don't
Right.
just tell them, okay, you need to do X, Y, and Z. I'm doing X, Y, and Z and A to the negative whatever power. Like I'm doing all of
Right.
this stuff and
Yes.
sort of testing out what I am,
Mm-hmm.
then telling them this is what works, this is what doesn't work, this is what you need, or this
Right.
is try this, because it's never a one size fits all, and it's never a this is going to work under every circumstance. It really
Right.
comes down to the individual and what that person is ready to receive in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So I don't know if you noticed my little kitten.
Hi, kitty.
This is
Oh,
Tijaba, and she has been gnawing at me because her lunchtime happens at this hour, and so whenever she crawls up and starts gnawing on my hair or biting at me, and it's hilarious. So she she since
she's like, feed me,
before we started this, she's like,
human.
cat, 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 cat. She doesn't
Oh, she's so
understand what's going on here.
She's so pretty. I used to have a cat. She passed on over the Rainbow Bridge maybe 5, 6 years ago, and she was the
Oh,
most sweetest, most special girl. I have huskies now.
I have huskies too. I have two of them.
Too, me too.
Oh my
I have
goodness.
a yin and a yang. I have a boy that is black and white, and a girl that's like a ginger and white.
I've got two gingers, and they're yin and yang totally, but they're both females. And the alpha, uh, she is a pure Siberian, so she's got that really thick fur.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is a miniature husky, so she doesn't have as much fur. And Mika is her name, and she moved in. She was my pandemic foster fail.
Aw, that
So
was my Mita. My boy was that.
uh-huh. So she just moved in, and after about 8 months, she became the alpha of the family. So it goes me, her, Paloma, and then the cats.
So
That's
cute. I love
our family hierarchy. So tell us how people can reach you. Tell me a little more about yourself and all the things you're doing, and then of course how people can reach you, and specifically your workshops. I don't know if you brought your workshop dates at the Conscious Life Expo, but
it.
it would be great to name those too, so
Can
that if people want to
probably
sign up
pull
for
them
them.
up. But so I actually put out a podcast every week. I was actually working on that before I logged on. So
Okay.
I basically give a rundown of the cycles we're working with energetically. Astrology comes into it, the earth cycles come into it, and I give a basically an energetic update of what is going on. And then I offer a sound session, which is a complete like hour-ish long sound healing,
Right.
and it's just yeah, I offer that on basically I think everywhere you can get a podcast. It's called Embodying the Shahina. So I
Okay.
I do that. I'm working on putting together a retreat. I actually teach how to be a sound alchemist. So
Nice.
I'm finishing up that course now. We have 2 more sessions where I basically go into the tree of life, which is in Kabbalah the energetic template of the body, and
Right.
I will show you how to work with the different notes, the different crystal alchemies that work with that frequency, and how to transmute using mantras and mudras and just basically sound to like really
Okay.
clear that sefirot. And
Right.
what else? Oh yeah, so my 2 workshops. So my work really has to do with attuning you to the frequency of your soul.
Right.
And so a lot of it will be, one is a 45-minute long workshop and another is an hour, 90 minutes, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
both workshops, I don't have the actual dates in front of me.
I
Uh,
do. The 90-minute is happening on Sunday, February 9th from 10 to 11 a.m. in the Marina Room. So you definitely have to you want to sign up for that as soon as possible to make sure there's a seat for you.
yes, you do.
So 10 a.m. on Sunday from 10 to 11:30 Sunday, February 9th.
So, so that's, yeah, it's really, I am going to go into mudras, mantras, like how your energy field works and how
Yeah.
to really get into the frequency of your soul. Because every single one of us has an energetic blueprint of
Right.
what our soul came here to do. So I'm going to get you as close to fully attuned to, so you can kind of like get the little niblets as to what it is that you need to do. Because I think we're all looking for our mission, but I think that we think that it's tied to a job, or it's tied to marriage, or it's tied to children, or it's tied to traveling, or it's tied to other things that are outside of you.
Right.
But your soul, like all your soul came to do is really be fully embodied.
Right.
So everywhere you are in this moment is exactly where you need to be. And
Right.
when we can get to that point where we can feel completely comfortable in our bodies, in whatever chaos we're in, knowing that it's
Mhm.
perfect and we can
Yeah.
transcend it, then everything else falls into place.
Absolutely. And so tell me your website.
So my website is sophianiccreation.com. SOPHIANIC creation.com. And you can find me on Instagram as well. So I'm really good at kind of like posting like little mini sound alchemy sessions, like sharing mantras and mudras and
Mhm.
kind of little things kind of to help us along the way, because I really feel that my purpose is directly linked to my ability to serve. So
Mhm.
I really want to offer as much as possible to really support people in getting what they need, like whatever medicine you need in that moment, like really supporting them in finding it and going with it, and then seeing where it takes them. So you can find me on Instagram, Aurea Lara, AureaLara. You can also find me on Embodying the Shekhinah. So I have two, and I'm working on kind of differentiating them a little bit more.
Mhm.
And what else? I I'm on YouTube where I do longer videos. So you can find me
Great.
Aurea Lara there as well, AureaLara.
Uh-huh.
And yeah,
Good. Well,
that's
wonderful. Thank you so much for telling me, spending this time with me and telling me about yourself and what you do. It's very interesting. I can't wait to see you in action
I
on
can't wait.
Sunday,
I'm really
February the
excited.
9th.
I'm
Yes, yes,
excited and
indeed.
I'm nervous. 'Cause the first last year when I did the 90-minute workshop, I was like, wait a second, it's recorded. I'm like, I was I
Yes.
totally was like, because I'm so in the moment, sometimes I have a like I know what I'm going to do, but
Right.
I don't quite know how it's going to flow together, because I used to be so analytical and so in my masculine, and
Right.
so like it has to be a certain way. That now I'm really working on learning how to flow, and as creating the
Right.
structure, but also allowing the feminine flow, the energy to really flow through me as
Right.
pristinely as possible. So it's a little bit of a balancing act.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Well,
Yeah.
it's going to be wonderful to see you out Aurea, Aurea Lara.
Thank
It's,
you. I can't wait to actually meet
Mhm.
you in person.
I know.
Did you know that my hair was red like yours? I loved it. Loved
Really
it. It was like my favorite
beautiful.
thing. And I'm like, oh, she's a redhead. That's so cute. I love
Well,
it.
I've got a little bit. I've got the dark underneath, the red on top, and the dark underneath. Because I can't make up my mind. For a while, I even did blonde streaks just to encompass it all.
When I rebelled against acting, that's completely what I did. I'm like, oh, you told me that I couldn't dye my hair. I'm gonna go all crazy. So yeah,
Right.
I feel you.
That's hilarious. Well, thank you again,
Thank you.
Aurea. It's really wonderful to see you, and we are going to see you February 9th for yours, but February 7th through the 10th at the Conscious Life Expo in Los
I have a
Angeles.
booth there as well.
What's your
204,
booth? Yes,
204.
booth 204. Let's write
Yes.
that. Booth 204 at CLE. Boom. There we
Yes.
go. Thank you so much, and we will
Thank
see
you,
you at the
Tracee.
CLE.
Bye.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in today to Chatcast and spend a little time with Aurea Lara. She's at booth 204 at the Conscious Life Expo, which is going to be February 7th through the 10th. And we're going to look forward to seeing you. I will be at booth LL4, and I will also have another booth for the COVR Coalition of Visionary Resources. So definitely come by and see us. We are the trade organization for the Mind, Body, Spirit marketplace. And we love to support mind, body, spirit businesses. And if you're interested in starting a business, if you have one, if you're looking to grow a business, wherever you're at in the process, COVR wants to help you. So you can reach out to us at covr.org. So thanks a lot, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.